Steve, congratulations. We knew tonight was going to be a hard game, but that really showed that our boys gave it their all. You could see at times they were really giving it everything. They had no legs to stand on, but what a victory, what a moment for this club, what a moment for everyone involved and watching this game.
Huge, yeah. Points early in the season are critical, and we always talk about being family. Every time we put the black and white stripes on, what it means to everyone. And yeah, I think our boys showed that character tonight. There was a lot of one-on-one battles on the ground. Melbourne Victory are just going to keep coming. Those boys have got a lot of talent. Something that we talked about pre-game, and then at half-time we addressed it, and we talked about being mature in our performance and repeat process. And we got over the line in the end. It was great.
We got some early goals both in the first half and the second half, but they dictated the majority of that game. Our boys, like I said, they gave everything. There wasn't pretty much anything. Everyone had nothing left in the tank. You've got to feel proud about the boys.
Oh, yeah, when you dig that deep, you find out a lot about your group. And we're really tight knit. Pre-season's been awesome. Everyone's joined in, and we've got a great culture going at the club right now. And again, those boys from Melbourne Victory, they've got a lot of talent, and you just those waves of attacks come, but you stand like a man and you take it, and you just punch forward and get the result.
A couple of our boys did come off, unfortunately, due to injuries. Are they just little niggles, or are they longer than a week?
Little niggles, yeah. Nothing major. So we'll move on from that.
Big game next week. We're back at home against Melbourne Knights. How do you approach the week? Do you allow the boys a couple of days of recovery just to get some energy and something back in their legs?
Yeah, we're pretty set in the recovery protocols we have. So, we'll have them back in next week at training. But, business as usual. So we'll be back at it, planning for Melbourne Knights in the next week coming.
Thank you so much and enjoy the win.
Thank you.
Nick, we knew coming into tonight's game it was going to be a tough game. Melbourne Victory are a very good side, very disciplined side. But you got to give credit to our boys as well. We absolutely played one of the toughest games I've seen us play over the last couple of years. Your boys gave it everything and had nothing left in the tank at full time. Talk us through it from a player's point of view.
Yeah, it's a bit tough. Against these young players, Victory, best of the best. Young players, 18, younger, whatever they are. But we've all been there. We've all been part of their system and stuff, and we know how much they work. We know how hard they are. We know their systems, what they want to do, how they want to play. But boys stuck thick, and we had a plan at the start of the game, do what we needed to do for 20, and then work off that. And the boys dug in deep, and it's a bit hard when you get injuries. We had 3 injuries. I think there were 4 subs. So, and then we had 4 boys that had to play a full game. They have never played a full game yet. So that's tough, but it's good time, and boys, we live off that. That's what we live for. So it's a good win.
The majority of that game, we were really under the pump. They really put pressure on to get a second and a third goal, but we held up. What was the message at half-time from the coaching staff? Because that first half, other than that goal, we were really outplayed for a majority of that first half. Yeah,
it was a bit of a transition game, first half. It was just, ball long, win the header, win the first tackle, whatever it was, and it was kind of go back the other way, which we didn't get really control. Look, it's going to be tough, They're always going to have energy, but you could see towards the end of that game, we had chances. To be honest, I think we should have had 3 or 4. Yeah. So, and you look at their proper chances, they weren't really there. They bit of a jammy one, but it is what it is, and the boys will look at it in the videos, and we work on it and go again next week. That's what we're here for.
You mentioned next week, big game at home against Melbourne Knights. They're coming off a win. We're coming off a big win. How do the boys prepare for this week? Because a lot, like you mentioned, a lot of bodies are hurting, a lot of bodies are tired. Do you just focus on recovery day by day?
Look, the boys got 2 days off. Saturday, Sunday, come back Monday, pretty much 3 days. Boys come in on the Monday, we go again. Every week we keep going. Same thing, been working hard pre-season, we know how to do it. So we've got a very experienced team, so we'll just keep going with it.
Well, congratulations, enjoy the win.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.